ESPN presents Open Mic Friday with Mike Spence and Butter.
Thank you for joining us for Open Mic Friday with Butter. And I had to explain that name and title because our guest had never seen the show. And it's Dr. Ron Ask from Jackson Creek Dental. Ron,
how are you, Mike?
Dr. Ask,
Ron.
Thank you so much for coming over and joining us for the show because this is a loose show. But be careful everything you say into this microphone.
I got warned already.
Yeah, my kids, the dog thing with Butter, everybody insists on us keeping that going and the fake microphone. It's a little corny,
it's
but
real, isn't it?
it really makes all the difference in the show because we don't want it to be the in-depth news. We don't have to get too in-depth, but your particular profession is such an important resource to our Amador County community and all of our residents. And I've been a patient of Jackson Creek Dental, and my family as well, my children. And what you're doing over there is just amazing. And you have so many employees and the whole thing going through a tough economy, to see a business like yours really being done properly and thriving. Tell us a little bit about how you've managed to make that all happen over at Jackson Creek Dental.
Thank you. Any business that survives the last 5 years is incredible. You look at the business owners all throughout Amador County, you can name all these businesses that are thriving. It's because the owners are amazing. They're providing incredible services or goods to our local citizens. And I just think about all these different business owners, and it's amazing what they do.
It's been a tough 8 years, not only 5 years. It's been a pretty tough stretch.
And the survivors are the ones that are just amazing people, amazing, providing incredible services so the consumer can have that. We just expect it.
Well, how did we get so fortunate to have you in the county? Where did you come from? Where did you hail from?
I was raised in Stockton, and my wife had a rule that we could not move any further away than an hour from her folks. So we kind of drew a radius, and and Jackson fit right within 59 minutes of Stockton.
Stockton, it's a nice commute. It's not bad at all. My wife has a law office in Stockton.
I'm so sorry.
And she's down there every week. That town has gone through the economic woes as well, but there are some beautiful parts of Stockton. It's a nice area. I'm hoping that it's really going to continue to, improve. But we enjoy going down there and shopping and doing everything that we need to do, And I won't say too many good things about Stockton because people will think I'm full of bull here on the show. Here, let me tell you all about Stockton here.
Yeah, we got out of there quick. So we drove all over Northern California, and then when we drove down Highway 49, 35 years, it was 1976, 36 years ago, my wife goes, "This is it."
Yeah.
And so we met. We stopped, and Stan Lukowitz was building the Motherlode Plaza there. So he was building there, and I said, "Well, let's stop." So we stopped, and I said, "Is there any offices available?" And he goes, "No, but there's a guy by the name of Ron Reagan." This is 77. Okay, and it's building a professional center. I go, "The governor?" And he goes, "No, Ron Reagan." In fact, he's standing right here. And so he took me around the corner. It's on Clinton Road and Broadway, right across from the CHP office. And we talked for a half hour, and I said, "Okay, I'll be your first renter." He says, "Okay, I'll build the building."
Wow.
And that's what happened.
That's where it all started. I was still in college in Santa Barbara at that time, 77.
So,
that's way back.
Yeah.
Way back then.
And our first patient was, we called him Jumbo Jack, because we worked at Jumbo's up on top of the Sutter Hill. That's where that market was called. And so I had DDS written on my checks, and he says, "Oh, I need to see a dentist." When we were shopping in there, I says, "Are you taking any patients?" I said, "We're just starting."
Patient
I said,
one.
"Yeah." And I said, "We don't have phones yet, but how about Monday at 8 o'clock?" He says, "Okay, I'll be there." That was my first patient.
That's it. You have to go out and knock on doors, get people going over there. It's pretty easy, though, with your practice because you provide the primary practice here in the Jackson area especially. And, how have you seen that changing lately in terms of, we're going to talk about different items in terms of dental items, but in terms of the competition and the Delta Dental insurance plans and other competitive plans and the affordable care, is that changing? Is the industry changing into doing different types of coverage for people? Or are the people here in Amador County primarily just Delta Dental because it's an older demographic, they have a certain type of insurance, or are you being pressured to do other things within your practice?
Always. I mean, there's always those things. So about 25% of our practice is Delta, okay? Yeah, basically it just comes down to providing excellent services, whether insurance covers it or not. Insurance is a big help, but there's more to it than that. In other words, we don't have, you go out to eat probably from time to time. Do you have insurance to pay for the dinner?
I eat for free with TSP. I eat, drink, and shop local, and everybody helps me out with that.
So there's a lot of things we do that's not covered by insurance, okay? And the dental insurance is a great help, and it helps a lot of people.
Right.
About 60% of our patients have insurance, and half of those are Delta dental patients.
Do people come to you with different forms of insurance
Sure,
that you've never
sure.
heard of? And
No, we
say,
know about
hey,
them
things
all.
are changing, and how do I get?
We really
covered with
work
you?
really hard to help every single patient maximize their benefits. We're so good at it that our staff is teaching a seminar in Sacramento at the Sacramento District Dental Society. We've been invited back. Actually, they called us, and we have one of our staff members that does the insurance, our insurance coordinator. She's going to be teaching again on what we do to provide great service to collect every dime that the patients deserve.
Well, you have just one of the best staffs. I mean, it's just a friendly place over there in terms
Thank
of
you.
being assisted and, with my kids and coordinating and canceling an appointment. My old dentist used to just fine me. I paid $50 every time.
We didn't do that?
I made a change. I don't think I ever received any with you, which is, you always wonder, God, a dental appointment, something comes up, and it's hard, and your staff has been incredibly accommodating
Thank
over the years, and I have to tell you, that's a big part of the flexibility of having a family and trying to get kids here and there, and yourself even, your schedule pulls you away. We have a lot of dental needs, and we're going to talk a little bit about some exciting subjects that you brought some props to show and go over.
Okay.
Periodontal dental disease is coming up in the second half of the show, so I don't want anybody to miss that. But we're going to talk about what I can look forward to. I have a perfectly healthy mouth of teeth. But what am I looking forward to coming up, and what should I be thinking about? Not just flossing and not just my current situation, but Dr. Askew is going to come back and talk a little bit more about what we can look forward to and what we should be thinking about in terms of some important things.
So we're going to talk about gum disease, and we're going to talk about implant systems and how to restore the damages from gum disease.
Implants, missing one single tooth, the whole denture situation. We're going to cover all that in the second half, but first we're going to bring butter out because we do a little butter break. You're not familiar with this part of the show, obviously, so be careful because her hair will be all over you. We're going to get butter out here for the butter break, spin the wheel for a prize, and have some fun, and then come back in the second half of the show and talk about some serious matters. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back with the butter break and then the second half of the show.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.